They are the measuring stick names in program defensive history. Centerpiece players in orange and black who set the bar. The kids you pretended to be growing up Palmyra in your own backyard. But in Weston King's case, just simply being the next Grunlow or Frankenbach or Plunkett was never going to be enough.
It means everything. I mean, I've always looked up to those guys since I was little and I moved here. I mean, I wanted to be that guy. And when my opportunity came, I was like, I'm going to make the most of it. I'm going to try to be better than those guys and set a new standard.
Have that one guy that you know that they have to try to build their whole offense around. How are we going to block that one guy? And if you have that guy, it's hard to do. And then if you have some guys to go around him that are pretty darn good also, it makes it even better.
Audacious as it may sound, Weston King might just have succeeded in that goal this fall. The biggest of these designated monster players to wear the uniform for Palmyra at 6'3" and 275 pounds, Weston also put up the biggest numbers of his ilk, with 113 tackles, a staggering 37 stops for loss, and 14 quarterback sacks. More amazing still, he unwittingly fashioned that dominance at something less than 100% in the health department.
And then to come back and find out that, he broke his fibula, and then to say that they think he may have done it week 3 is just phenomenal. To say that, that it could have happened that early and that he continued to play and, you didn't even know that it happened. And he just kept saying, when I talked to him there at the end of the year, and he said it kind of gradually just kept getting worse, and it was hurting pretty bad there at the end, and nobody knew. And for him to have the numbers he did, late in the year is just unbelievable, and especially with an injury like that, just can't say enough about him.
But overcoming adversity, be it injury related or simply not being able to get into a weight room because of a global pandemic, has become something of a Weston King personal hallmark.
As soon as we got shut down, I was like, oh man, how am I going to lift? So me and my dad started talking. He's like, what about the hay bales or what about the straw bales? And I was like, well, it'll work for now. So me and Jose went out there and we stacked them up and we got to work. And then it just moved on from there to building my own squat rack and just keep working. And then we got some more guys coming out and lifting. And that's really what it's about, is doing something and kind of leading everybody else to do the same thing, and really just helping everybody else out too.
Moreover, that defensive component of his resume, at least according to his head coach, might have been the least impressive aspect of his Player of the Year campaign.
The thing that I think that stands out with Weston is he loved offensive line as much as defense, and that's pretty special, to be an offensive and defensive lineman and to be willing to give it as much on one side of the ball as the other is pretty phenomenal. You don't find guys like that are that good on both sides of the ball and will play every rep. We had to take him off of special teams just because I finally just said he's got to come off the field somewhere and get a breather.
I mean, it's always been fun to me. Just the scheming of playing offense and just how the whole offensive line's got to work together in order to make a play work, and being part of that and that kind of puzzle really has been something that means a lot to me, and I love the fact of just being a part of that unit and just playing football. That's really what it comes down to, and hitting people, and no matter if it's offense or defense, you just got to give it your all.
And within that two-way dominance, there was an avenue by which Weston King also learned to lead.
For sure. I've definitely always wanted to encourage the guys below me and show them what needs to happen in order to have success on the field, and I think that's more important than just the success on the field, is showing the guys that you're around the amount of hard work that it takes off the field to have them tackles for losses and sacks on Friday night, and I think that's maybe the most important part of it.
There's some kid who's been sitting in these stands going to do the same thing you did. I want to be better than Weston King. What kind of privilege and honor is that for you to look back on your life and know that you kind of had that impact and that there is somebody who's going to come down the line who wants to do that?
It's awesome because, like I said, I remember being that kid and looking up to Frankenbach and those guys and being like, oh man, I want to be, I want that, or my name being called out on Friday night. And the fact that I can inspire some kid to do the same thing is awesome, and it's just awesome that I can do that for the whole community as well.